to discuss brace wear. Lori, like many people who've had a stroke, requires a leg brace to support her ankle, foot, and even her knee when doing transfers, standing, and walking. The brace, more technically known as an ankle-foot orthosis, or AFO, was prescribed by her doctor and then provided by an orthotist or brace specialist. There are two main types of braces that we'll be talking about. The first type is called an off-the-shelf, or a pre-made brace that comes in a generic small, medium, large size. They are ordered by the orthotist. When the orthotist comes, he can make minor adjustments so it fits Lori's leg just right. They are typically much easier to put on and get in and out of the shoe. So to put them in the shoe, you take the insole of the shoe out, slide this off-the-shelf brace in, and then the foot can slide in using this brace almost like a shoehorn. We're going to spend more time talking about a custom AFO because they're a little bit more involved to get on and off. So, custom AFO is made from a cast from Lori's leg, and then from that cast, a brace is made. They can vary in size, pattern, and specific shape, but there are some general keys to putting them on and off. With the custom AFO, it was made for Lori to use at home. So she's only had a chance to use it only 2 times for only a brief period to check the initial fit of the brace. With this in mind, we need to take special care in increasing the amount of time Lori wears the brace slowly and taking special care to monitor her skin as we increase that wear time. So let's talk about getting the brace on. Before we put it on, what we want to do is take Lori's sock off so we can get a baseline of what her skin looks like before we put the brace on. So I'm doing a visual inspection. Looks good. Little tiny red spot here and a little tiny red spot here. I think that's from her shoe, but it's good to know what her foot looks like before we start wearing the brace. So, sock goes back on. And then we'll put the brace on. I like to sit on the floor when helping people get their braces on. I understand that for other helpers that might not be the best option. It's hard to get on the floor. So we can talk more specifically on an individual basis on ways to use, say, a step stool, or even have Lori put the brace on in bed at home. All right, sock is on. What I'm going to do is support Lori's foot from underneath, bring the brace from behind, and work on sliding her heel down and into the brace as far as it will go. And then sometimes you need to spread the calf portion like so. Now, once the foot is in, we're going to strap in the lower strap, undo the Velcro, loop it through, bring it back on itself. We want it snug, but we still want a finger's worth of wiggle room under there, so we make sure that Lori's blood flow to her foot is not compromised at all. So we do the upper strap, loop it through here, and connect. All right. When we first have Lori wear this at home, we're going to limit the wear to about an hour. Once the brace is on Lori's foot, we'll want to put it in the shoe. With the shoe, we want to loosen the laces as much as possible. Even if they're elastic laces, we want to give some extra slack so we can get as big of an opening here as possible. Again, I'm going to cradle from behind, and I'm going to slide the brace and foot into the shoe. Now, here what I'm going to do is I'm going to be providing kind of a forward motion here with this hand and a backward motion with this hand to slide the brace as far down in the shoe, just making sure the back of the shoe is not going to get folded in on itself, and in we go. And then we can snug up the shoe. All right. First, we only want Lori wearing the brace for about an hour at a time. So it's been an hour. We're going to take the shoe and brace off and check her skin. So again, we're going to loosen the shoe as much as we can. Slide the shoe off and strap. I like to fold the Velcro back over on itself. It helps keep the Velcro clean and free of fuzz, pet hair, all those little things that Velcro likes to pick up around the house. And we take the brace off. Now we need to remove the sock again because I want to visualize the whole part of Lori's foot where the brace was touching. I'm going to look up here. Looks pretty good. Now I'm also going to be taking special notice over bony areas. The key bony areas are right here at the ankle. There are one here on the inside of the foot, here on the inside of the foot, one about a third of the way down on the outside, and this toe here. What I'm looking for is any red area. If there are no red areas, then the brace is fitting fantastic, and we'll increase the amount that Lori wears the brace by half an hour every day until she's wearing it about 4 hours. Once she's wearing it 4 hours, she can put it on in the morning, wear it throughout the day, taking it off for breaks where she lies down. Now, if I do see a red spot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch it with my finger to see if it blanches. Blanches means it turns white when I touch it and then returns to pink. This area means it's still getting good blood flow. So we'll keep the brace off, come back and recheck this spot in 20 minutes. If it's still red, we're going to keep the brace off and contact Lori's orthotist because the brace needs some adjustment. Now, if in 20 minutes that spot is gone, Lori can again wear the brace for an hour later in the day or the next day, keeping our eye on this spot. If it continues to be an issue, we're going to contact the orthotist. Now, if I see this red spot and I touch it and it does not blanch, meaning it stays red the whole time, I'm going to leave the brace off and contact the orthotist immediately. That non-blanching red spot is kind of a precursor for a pressure sore, so we don't want to be wearing the brace until we have that area more relief. Now, if there's an area that doesn't line up with where the brace touches Lori, oftentimes on the top here, that may be because the shoe isn't fitting exactly the way it needs to. Oftentimes people need a new pair of shoes when they get an AFO. We recommend a half size larger and a wider width to accommodate the extra space of the brace. Now, the question is, I need to contact my orthotist. Where's their number? There should be a sticker on the back of Lori's brace that gives the company and the phone number for the brace maker. The other place to find the orthotist contact number is in the notebook, your Rio notebook. Open it to section 5, which is the equipment section. There should be 2 pieces of paper. The first one is a written summary of what we've just gone over about skin checking and the initial amount of time that the brace should be worn. On the back, there will be Lori's physical therapist's name and the orthotist's name and number. Orthotist's name and number should also be listed over here in the equipment grid. Whenever in doubt, contact the orthotist. They'll be the specialist that Lori can contact after she leaves the hospital for everything related to the brace. And while these custom braces look very permanent and solid, they're very modifiable and adjustable by the orthotist. They'll be your resource for changing the brace, and also down the road when it's time to get rid of the brace, they can be your final word there. And that is brace care.